Beauties and cuties, I really want to introduce to you a simple yet powerful mindset shift to really quantum leap you into getting the things you want or achieving the things that you want in this life. And it's really simple. Do not aspire, just embody. You are already everything that you want to be in this life. When we struggle and strive and aspire towards things, that in a sense tells our subconscious mind, the place that literally governs everything that is in this world and creates everything that's in this world. If you haven't read a lot about the subconscious mind, there's a lot of books out there. Dr. Joe Dispenza is my favorite author who really explained how the subconscious mind really dictates 90% of our lives. But when we are working towards something and when we keep labeling ourselves as aspiring to be it or working towards it, yes, it's the truth, but in reality, what you are kind of saying to your subconscious mind is you are not that thing yet, and it's signaling the lack of what you want. It kind of keeps you in this hamster wheel of staying aspirational and not seeing a lot of movement. Sure, yes, you will make strides and you will make progress, but it won't be as impactful with that mindset because you are keeping yourself in the state of being of the person who doesn't have that thing yet. For me, for example, when I was starting YouTube, it was hard for me to label myself as a YouTuber because I didn't have all the subscribers yet. I didn't even put out videos. So of course it was kind of weird for me to label myself a YouTuber. But still keeping that mindset when I was making YouTube videos, it was hard for me to stay consistent and keep moving forward because yes, I was doing the actions of editing videos, making thumbnails on Canva, posting. However, I kept saying that I wasn't a YouTuber, that I was aspiring to be a YouTuber. And thus it really didn't really motivate me to stay consistent because I just didn't feel like I was that. But in reality, all the actions that I was taking are that of a YouTuber. YouTubers make thumbnails, YouTubers post. And so when I started to just simply relabeled myself as a YouTuber, I feel like it helped me show up in the world more confidently, and making videos didn't feel as awkward anymore because I am a YouTuber, this is what I do. And I feel like when I did that subtle mindset shift, that's when I started attracting all of you guys and my audience started growing a lot on YouTube. I think the same can be said for when we say we're healing. Especially like on an emotional level from stuff, like a lot of people prevent themselves from actually healing because they keep themselves in a state of healing, if that makes sense. When you are keeping yourself in a state of healing, that signals to the universe and to yourself that you are broken or that there's something wrong with you and that something needs to be mended. Yes, maybe in the present moment there is something that needs to be worked through and addressed, but you are never going to get to the solution of it and you are never going to get to your actual healing with labeling yourself as I'm healing. You have to already speak into existence that you are healed. You have to speak into the world from the state of being of where you want to be, which is healed. I don't know if that really made sense, but let me give you another example. In the movie The Secret, there was this woman who had breast cancer and it was like at stage 4, but she did not accept that as her reality. In fact, she moved throughout her life as if cancer didn't exist in her body. She moved through her days feeling grateful that she was healed, even though her physical body was still in that stage 4 cancer reality. And ways she did this was like whenever she'd do like tedious things like washing the dishes, she'd just repeat to herself, thank you for my healing, thank you for my healing. She'd make herself laugh and watch funny shows and movies with her husband to keep her at a positive state, because when you are in a state of stress, that keeps your body from healing. And so she was living from the end of already being healed. And soon enough, the cancer went into remission. And there are tons of stories like this out in the internet, a lot of content out there of people who have healed themselves emotionally, physically from things because they simply agreed to themselves that they were already healed. I've done this so many times in my life. I remember there was this one time in high school, I had a performance. So I was a dancer in high school and I'd perform often, but the night before a big competition, I had a sty. It was huge. Like, I couldn't open this eye whatsoever. And I was the star performer of the dance. Like, I was in the center positions. I was up front. I was going to be seen. And I was like, hell no, I am not going to be seen with this sty. So I would do warm compress, right? For the whole, like, evening to night before. And I remember while I was doing warm compress, I was like, thank you for my healing. Thank you that it's better. Thank you. Oh my God. Like, I was really oozing gratitude and feeling so thankful that I was healed. I put a green tea eye bag on and then I put warm compress on. And so I was doing the physical things to heal myself. But usually styes like that take a few days for me to heal. Especially that one, I felt like that would have taken like 2 weeks because it was huge. And it just came out of nowhere. And it was fresh. All the odds were stacked against me, but I refused to accept that reality. Also, when I was doing warm compress, you have to keep your eyes closed. So I used that time to visualize myself performing the next day, fully seeing, and my eyes were okay. And you know what happened, beauties and cuties? By the morning time, it was significantly reduced. It was kind of still there, but significantly reduced, like 90% reduced. Since then, I was just like, wow, all I have to do, literally, is just live from the end of being healed, and reality will catch up. And that's essentially what will happen when you stop aspiring towards things and you start embodying those things. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, don't say you are aspiring to be an entrepreneur. Say that you are an entrepreneur. If you want to be a singer, don't say you are an aspiring singer. Say that you are a singer. Our words are way more powerful than we give them credit for, beauties and cuties. And I've seen this work so many times in my life. I've known about manifestation for 15 years of my life, since I was 14 years old. And I just know for a fact that you can get whatever you want by just speaking and existing from the end state of that. Also, there is like a Bible verse. I don't know which Bible verse it is. So if you know, then comment down below. I grew up Catholic, so went through the whole catechism and confirmation stuff. But one of my favorite Bible verses was, let the weak say I am strong. Let the poor say I am rich. You cannot escape from poverty if you are labeling yourself as poverty. You cannot be back to normal if you keep labeling yourself as sick. You have to speak as if you are already the thing that you want. And that is what will be created in your life. We are always quantum leaping. We are always jumping from reality to reality simply by the thoughts we think and by the words that we say, beauties and cuties. So be mindful of what you're labeling yourself as, because you unknowingly could be preventing yourself from moving forward, and you could unknowingly keep yourself stagnant just by saying that you are aspiring towards something. And I tell you, when you make this shift, when you start living from the end, when you start saying that you are already what you want to be, and you embody that, you think more from that person's perspective, literally reality will catch up, babe. Anyways, beauties and cuties, I love you so much, and I hope this video really helped you out. I'm glad you came to join me. I always love yapping to you. And be sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, okay? I will see you in the next video. Stay beautiful and cutiful. Bye.